Thank you once again, Sir George, and the entire Renew Mind Consult. I'm privileged once again to be here. As always, we are excited when we have to impart knowledge and do the work of ministry. I consider this as a calling and as a special assignment. So anytime we have the chance and we be called upon to do this, we are glad that God is going to show himself strong again on our behalf and give us knowledge. Like Sir George rightly said, knowledge is key. One of the fundamental currency for this time we live in is called currency, knowledge. Now, knowledge is currency. Now, the Bible even says that for lack of knowledge, my people perish. And most of the time when we read that scripture, we don't read it further. When you go further that verse, the latter part says that because you have rejected knowledge, I would also reject you from being priest for me. Which means that anytime the people of God reject knowledge, and sometimes nobody wants to reject knowledge willingly, but by our actions, our attitude, like they say, actions speak louder than words. So sometimes you can just see that somebody is trying to reject knowledge, especially if you are not pursuing it. One of the truth is that the proof of desire is pursuit. What proves that you desire something is that you pursue it. So all of us that are joined in here this evening, we know and we appreciate your time that you are pursuing knowledge, and not just knowledge, relevant knowledge, not just relevant knowledge, workable knowledge, and not just workable, very tangible, feelable, touchable knowledge that could be implemented. I have always believed that there's nothing mystical about success. Success is just as a result of tested, proven principles. So success actually is a science you can actually learn. Now, the book of Joshua chapter 1 verse 8 says that this book of the law shall not depart from our mouth, but we may meditate therein day and night, that we may observe. Keywords there, meditate, observe, to do. Then another keyword there, according to all that is written therein. Then we shall make our way prosperous. So I always teach and I always say that you are responsible for your success. If you are succeeding, you are responsible. If you are failing, you are responsible. If you are making it, you are responsible. In that verse, Joshua 1:8, witches were not mentioned, demons were not mentioned, family background were not mentioned. I'm not saying that these things don't have inhibiting limitation on people, they do. But a man operates with a higher knowledge. We know that even in terms of principles, there are principles and there are higher principles. There are laws and there are higher laws. For example, if you are walking in lack, it means that you are operating the laws of lack. But a higher principle comes, it can help you defeat the laws of lack. We know basically the laws of gravity. It's a law, but there are higher laws that supersede that. We know the laws of flotation. Now, so there are higher laws that supersede any family background law, any limitation that we put on ourselves. So in Joshua 1 verse 8, the Bible made it categorically that we are responsible. You shall make your way prosperous, and then you shall have good success, not bad success, because there are different types of successes. There are bad success, and then there are good success. So I appreciate our time again, and here to actually learn and acquire knowledge, relevant knowledge. But will you permit me also to just add a little introduction again? You know, when you read the Bible, Genesis chapter 2, verse 5, the Bible talk about that. And because the Lord God have not yet caused it to rain upon the earth, because there wasn't any man to till the ground. When you read the verse, Genesis chapter 2, he said that for the Lord God had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground. You see, God is not a waster, because once it rains, you are sure that vegetables, crops, weeds, many things are going to come up. There must be somebody the way to till, there's a way to manage, which means that many of us, God will not give us what we are praying for. God will only give us what we are capable of managing. God only gives you according to your capacity. When you read the parable of the talent, where he said they gave some 5, he gave another person 3, and then another person 1. He said he gave them according to their several abilities. That were abilities that is according to their several capacity to manage. ability to manage. So which means that I have even believed that one of the key things that must even be taught in the pastoral schools, in the theological seminary, is management, because management was so key, fundamental at the beginning. God didn't cause it to rain because there was not a man to manage, which means that management is key. Inability to manage anything you lose. Inability to manage anything will be squandered. You see, time not well managed will be wasted. Resources not well managed will be squandered. Money not well managed will become wasteful. So you see that even your life, my life, even your energy, I want to advise that some of us have to even go and study on time energy management. A lot has been said about time management, where you are trying to fixate your daily routine into a segmented slot of time. But it's okay. But what about your energy? Because you see, energy, if you can't manage your energy sufficiently, you realize that you will not be able to do enough. So people must be able to learn how to energy management. What are the principles undergirding energy management? So management is key. God himself doesn't give what you can manage. Until God can give you a wife. If you can't manage her, you lose her. God can give you a husband. If you can't manage him, you lose him. God can give you a house. If you can't manage it, you lose. So anything we can't manage, we lose. So when we come to making money, like Sir John said, that here we are taught how to make, manage, and multiply money. In between is the management. There are three things you can learn about money: how to make it, how to store it, and then how to invest it into what? A returnable and a fruitful venture or activity that brings you dividends and fruits. So it's important that individuals take key note of how you are managing yourself in terms of your finances. So financial management is so important and is so key that learning to manage everything God gave you makes you a master. In fact, when you are able to manage, where you are promoted. You know the parable of a talent. The one that managed were 5. They say, give him more. Give him more. That is why the Bible says that he who have more shall be given, but he who doesn't have, even what you have will be taken. Which means that if you don't manage even what you have, you are going to use it. You're going to waste it. The 100 you have that you are complaining, if well money can grow into a 200. If well money can grow into a 500. If well money can grow into 1,000. But do we care to know that the 100 you have, if not well managed, can be lost into a reduce to a 2 or a 5 or a 10. Somebody said rightly that give a pastor who has capacity to manage a 1,000 member church and give him 500 people, he will grow into 1,000. But give somebody who doesn't have the capacity to manage a 1,000 membership church, give him 1,000, he will reduce it to what? Either 100 or 50. So management is key. So we must learn how we manage our money. And talking to us today, I'm still continuing my part 2 on debt management, which is so key. Individuals must learn how to manage their debt. And I try to explain to us, basically, just a little brush, that there's a difference between debt and loan. There's a big difference between debt and loan. When you are gone for a loan, you have a loan, you are not in debt. Everybody go for loan. Great businesses thrive on loan. Profit loan, productive loan, enhancing loan. A loan is a leverage. I gave out all those explanations that loan is not actually debt. But when we are talking about debt management, it means that the loan that you went for, that went bad, that became a debt. We said that a fermented loan, which has become a load on you, that is the debt. We also talk about that a loan that is gone into a tomb. I remember I said that when you go for a loan, it has 3 residences. The first residence is your thumb, your hand. The second residence of your loan could be a womb. Then the third residence of your loan could be a tomb. When you go for a loan in your thumb, you are either going to put it into a womb or a tomb. Those who put their loan into a womb, you know, a womb is a place for nurturing, a place for growth, a place for multiplication. So you find a fruitful business, a fruitful venture to put your loan in. So people who are good at loan leadership, who are able to learn how to lead effectively their loan, they don't need to manage debt. You would only have to manage your debt because you fail at what? Loan leadership. Because we said that leadership is basically what? Doing what? Things right. But in management, you are learning how to do what? The right things. The difference must be there. So I explained that people must be able to know that there's nothing good about debt. I believe that debt is debt. What is debt? You owe, you couldn't pay. What is debt? You owe and you failed to pay. What is debt? You borrowed and the borrowed money went sour, went fermented, gone missing. You can't find it, you can't trace it. It's nowhere to be found. So the loan is gone. But you see, once the loan can be traced, once the loan is nowhere to be found, you are gone into debt. And the most difficult debt to pay is the debt that you can't trace even the capital. That is why when we teach even people going for a loan, there's one thing we teach. We teach you and help you learn how to secure your capital. That no matter what happened, if you went for 100, you went for 1,000 or 50,000, that is your original bulk money. Even if you don't make profit, should anything happen to the business, you must make sure that you secure the capital. We must make sure that you don't lose the capital. One of the reasons why some people can never come out of debt is because the capital is lost. The capital can be found. At least if the capital is still there, you can restart something. So if you are not going to make profit, if you're not going to make any dividend, increase, you must ensure that you make sure that you secure the capital. And there are 5 processes in the loan acquiring process. I can run out through that quickly before I go into today's lesson. I talk about obtaining the loan. You obtain the loan, and then you maintain the loan. Then you sustain the loan. Then you retain the loan. Then you detain. Everybody must learn this. Unfortunately, some people only know how to obtain. And then once you know how to obtain the loan, but you don't know how to maintain it by sustaining it through retaining it. Because retaining it means that the capital is secure, the dividends are coming. But some people only know how to obtain, they don't know how to maintain. Once you can maintain, you can sustain. That's what we talk about, sustainable SDG. And people talk about or sustainable solution, sustainable this, because it should be sustainable. Before you start, make sure that it's sustainable. So the loan that you went for, obtain it, and then you maintain, then you sustain, then you retain, then you can detain. This principle is timeless. It cuts across every area of life, even in marriage. You know that I'm a certified marriage counselor. When I teach about obtaining a spouse, you must obtain a spouse. How to find a wife. You obtain the wife, you obtain a husband. But do you know how to maintain a husband? Do you know how to maintain a wife? Can you sustain him? Can you sustain her? How does it mean to sustain? How do you now retain, to detain? People just want to obtain and they just want to detain. So in between the obtaining and the detaining is maintenance, sustenance, and what? Retaining. If these 3 are missing, you may obtain all right, but you can't detain, it will be lost. So many people, the loan they have obtained, they fail at maintaining it, they fail at sustaining it, they fail at retaining it. Thereby they can't detain it. That's why they have gone bankrupt, they went lost. So these are critical things that, hearing me now, anybody, you can equally teach this to people, explain it to people that there are processes. Because see, anything that we see today is an evidence of a process. When we jump the process, the product will be faulty. Because there's a regulated process that everything has to go through. That's why we say that even in financial education, you must not blow up. You must grow up. Some people blow. It just blow like a lottery. I'm sure many of us know the statistics of people who just blow 1 million. It just blow over just like that. But the truth is, or the matter is that in financial intelligence, any money you have not make yourself, you lack the wisdom to what? To maintain and to manage. Any money you are not making and you have not making yourself, you lack the wisdom to manage. That is why it's difficult to maintain second generational wealth, especially in Africa. Because in Africa, basically, you see parents only preparing the future for the children, but we are not preparing the children for the future. You are preparing the future, a great business, a great enterprise, a great conglomerate. Now you just hand over. Have the children be prepared for that tomorrow. it's not just enough, even as a parent, preparing a great future for your kids, but the kids must equally be prepared for the future. So it's important that we balance the equation in handling some of these necessary truths which I'm talking about here today. So in maintaining your money, in managing your money, if we don't know how these things work, sometimes people assume that it's a demon, it's a witch. It's never a demon, it's never a witch. It doesn't mean I don't believe in demonic interference. I believe, but you are in charge of your life. You are in charge of your life. Demons know you are in charge. It's only when you relegate your authority to them through ignorance and acts of carelessness, then they can have access to you. But when you can stand your ground. So people should learn the act of obtaining, maintaining, sustaining, retaining, and detaining. This can help us do a lot of stuff. So while explaining all these things, I would like to quickly just move on today. Now, today I want to start my teaching still on managing of debt. Now, management of debt. How to manage your debt. And I think that last week also I shared some few thoughts with us on debt management. I said that you can't wish away your debt. People must know that you can't wish away your debt. I also said that your debt won't just wake up one day, it disappear. Not at all. I also said that you cannot just exit debt without a well-designed plan. So people must understand that you require a pragmatic steps, a workable plan to come out of debt. So people should understand that you cannot wish your way out of debt. You must work your way out. You can't wish your way out. You must work your way out. So that's why you got to know that to work your way out, you cannot work in ignorance. You can only work with a workable knowledge. I have been saying that things don't work because they have to work. Things work because there is somebody at work. And then I also added that things work because the person at work is working. And then lastly, I added that things work because the one at work who is working according to plan, according to principles, according to regulated, stipulated plan. So you see, things work because somebody is at work, the person is working, and the person is working accordingly. So your marriage will work because there are two workers who are working it. The business will work because you are working it. Anything you don't work won't work. Anything you don't work won't work. You must work it before it can work. That's why the Bible says faith we do without works is dead. We are not saying that let your work go ahead of faith. No, faith should go ahead of work, but not just faith. An empty faith is zero. Do you know how I define faith when I teach on faith? Because one of my mandates is on the gift of faith. I teach on faith. I tell people that faith is that very action you are taking to prove to God that you believe in. That's why faith cannot exist in isolation. Faith always exists with tangibility. That's why we call something faith step. Can I ask somebody here today, when last you took a faith step? When last you took a step based on a conviction? So there's something you are doing to validate your belief. Let's assume that this is a medicine in my hand. You believe that this medicine can cure headache. That's a belief. But you get to know just believing that this medicine can cure headache won't cure your headache. Not at all. Belief is passive. Faith is active. And to a point it becomes proactive. But you must know that just believing and taking this medicine can cure your headache doesn't mean the headache will go. You got to move the next first step by doing what? Taking out the medicine. So just believing that if I take this medicine, I'll be healed, it's not enough. You must move further by taking the step. So just believing that God can prosper you is not enough. That's why if you're not too careful, you can be in church and just be confessing, I am rich, I am not poor, I am rich, I am not poor. You have been saying that I am rich, I am not poor for the past 10 years. I had a seminar somewhere last week, and then one of the things I said that the participants were laughing was that I said that the future you prayed about 10 years ago is the future you have now. So, Charlie, 5 years from now, I'll be rich. The 5 years ago that we were talking about, it is now. The 10 years from now, but 10 years from now, it's now. Because Nobody can pray necessarily his way into a future. It's a future you are creating with your actionable faith steps. So there's something you are doing, being practical. God like people who are practical. Check anybody who walked with God in faith. They did something, they took a step, they moved. That's why I said last week that you do not become great by what you know. That's why I said that listening to 1001 motivational teaching or practical teaching on debt management, financial education, and you are not taking any step, you'll be the same. It's okay. The beginning is acquiring of the knowledge, but the next step is implementation, becoming actionated. Being able to effectively run through your work and get it going. So it's important that people grab this concept for me, and then we can actually move on. So today I want to start with what I call the fundamental reason why people go into debt. The word fundamental means basic. The word basic means what? They are the rudimentary elements. Like we said, the fundamentals of any language are the alphabet. Take the alphabet out and you don't have a language. So it means that they are the most important. So the fundamental reasons why people actually sink into debt, I have actually about 21 of them, but I'm just going to focus on 7 of them just briefly for us to grab that this is universal. Like we said, these teachings are universal. Wherever you may be, in Europe, in UK, whatever you are, these are fundamental reasons why people find themselves in debt. Number one of the reasons why people find themselves in debt is what we call financial carelessness. Financial carelessness. If you're with me, I would like you to really take note what has meant financial carelessness. Now, what is financial carelessness? Financial carelessness is anytime you fail to have a culture of maintenance around your properties. Anytime you take care, anytime you do take care of any property you have. Many people don't know that this is a mobile phone. It's my property. It has monetary value because I use money to purchase it. If it's spoiled, money will repair it or money must replace it. Now, do you know that if I am careless with this mobile phone, I'm going to incur some financial costs. Now, the financial costs I'm going to incur, God be on my side if I am prepared for it. If I am not prepared for it, but what is missing or what is damaged is very needed in my life, I got to find a way to replace it. So, which means that any property you have, your car, your ceiling fan, your air conditioning, your mobile phone, your dress it, your suit, your shoe, your house. If you're a pastor, the instrument in your church, the microphones, the wires, the chairs, the carpets, any property you have which has monetary value. When we say monetary value, it means that money purchased it, money will replace it, money will repair it. So anytime you are not taking good care of your properties which has monetary value, we call that financial carelessness. This means you lack the culture of maintenance, and a lot of people lack the culture of maintenance. You check carefully any country, any continent, any house, any institution, any corporation, any family, any relationship, any life where the culture of maintenance is missing. These people usually have a lot of debt. Look at Africa. One of the things that characterize African continent, we don't really have the culture of maintenance. It's difficult. That is why it's even difficult. It's hard to even see either a home use car being exported from Africa to another place. No, we don't do that. They only export home use stuffs because the European world, UK, most of you over there, the culture of maintenance, so they can use the thing, maintain it. And by the time they have even used the thing, a used machine from UK to Africa still look neater. Why? They have a culture of maintenance. So it's difficult for them to go into a lot of debt. You see, countries that the people lack culture of maintenance, they go into debt because we are not even able to even manage properly. Because like I said, anything you are not managing where you are losing, anything you are not managing where you are damaging. So if the property is either damaged or is destroyed, if it is damaged, it must be repaired. And in repairing it, you require money. If the property is destroyed, it must be replaced. So it's either going to be damaged or destroyed. Both of them, repairing or replacing. And many people can testify that they are in debt today. For example, maybe you have your car. You are not taking good care of your car. You don't check your oil. You don't check your fuel, your water. You don't check minutes in your tire. There's a little noise you are hearing. You don't pay attention to detail. You don't pay attention. There's some house. People got their house bent because either the socket, you see that there are splash of light inside the socket, but the person ignored it. He doesn't want to go and replace it. A day will come, the fire, it might splash, and that house can got fire. What caused the fire outbreak? Carelessness. Carelessness. In my research as a life coach, I have found out that there are 4 major causes of accident: financial accident, marital accident, road accident, institutional accident. Whichever way, there are 4 causative causes. I can run you through them right now. Number 1 is called overconfidence. When you are overconfident, have you seen an overconfident driver before? He drives on the road as if he's too familiar. If you are a wife, a woman, or anybody who is a chef in the kitchen, you can't be too familiar with your knife. Overconfident with your knife, the knife will cut you. So many people are overconfident. Oh, me, I know it can't happen to me. Overconfidence allows you to ignore rules, ignore principles, ignore caution that you have to take into consideration. So many people just ignore a lot of things. Overconfidence, 1. Number 2, forgetfulness. You forget. Forgetfulness. And then number 3, inattentiveness. And number 4, carelessness. 4 causes of accident anywhere. You see the 4th one, carelessness. So financial carelessness has caused a lot of people to go into financial bankruptcy. Like I was saying, like your car, if you don't maintain your car, you don't take good care of your car, you must be interested in your properties. Culture of maintenance, the health of your properties, the serenity of your properties, the wellness of your properties. Clean it, dust it, oil it. My table here, I'm doing what this, my table in my office here. Every day I make sure it's clean. It must look a bit oily. The only reason why this table will not become so dusty and so archaic and then rusted and look very old is when they clean it and they still maintain the polished surface. So it must be done every day. So I can be using this table for the next 3 years. When you look at it, it still looks new. Why? Culture of maintenance. Anything well maintained has a longer lifespan. Anything well maintained can grow and can multiply. So most people go into financial bankruptcy or debt because of financial carelessness. So I put it to you and I today, that do you have a culture of maintenance in your home, a culture of maintenance in your office, culture of maintenance in your church, culture of maintenance in our country, culture of maintenance in your personal life? Don't be financially careless. So people who are financially careless, these people, they lose money, because if the thing is damaged or it is being destroyed, both in replacing or repairing, you are going to use money. And like I said, God be on your side. At the time it's being destroyed or it needs repairs, God be on your side if there's available cash to get it done. If there's no available cash, you may need to borrow money. You may need to go look for money. And many people are in debt simply because of that. The second reason why many people go into debt is called financial recklessness. They are different. Financial carelessness, your inability to have a culture of maintenance around your properties, your gadgets, your equipment that have monetary value. But financial recklessness, the word is reckless. Now, you became reckless in your spending habits. Anybody that has a reckless spending habits, buying on impulse, is financial recklessness. Buying without a plan, buying without a goal, buying to gratify and impress people. Africans, largely many of us, sometimes you see people trying to impress. You are buying to impress your neighbor, your sister, your uncle, your enemy, somebody. Many people, these are financial recklessness. Why do you spend your money recklessly? Especially when people come into some good money. Do you know that many of us, it's difficult for us to manage well when you come to good money, when there's a lot of money around you? Like, let's just say, Charlie, you hit some 100,000 pounds now, or some 700,000, or whatever. When the money is large, that's when most people become so reckless at spending. When the money is small, in the era of your success, financial abundance, do we know that it's usually in your financial season of buoyancy and abundance that you are requiring to manage well? In the Bible, and Joseph, he redeemed Egypt because he gave them a word that you require a man as prudent as myself that can help you to be able to manage well in the year 7 years. So in 7 years of plenty, Joseph managed the surplus, the excesses that could have been wasted. He managed the excesses that they could have wasted, that he managed and stored to preserve them for 7 more years. Many of us, we are not able to manage well in the times of abundance. Financial recklessness is the reason why many people find themselves in debt, consumer debt, because they buy on impulse, they buy without a plan, they do window shop without any budget, and they spend recklessly. Spending without a regulated budget. Anytime you are spending money without a budget, it's financial recklessness. Anytime you even have a budget but you don't respect the budget, it's financial recklessness. And I have noticed that people who actually spend money without a budget, without a control budget, a regulated budget, many of these people, they have two things in common. They are either going to be spending more than they earn, and they are either going to spend their future today. And like I've said, that what is a budget? A budget is the whistle you have around your money. Blow the whistle. Don't touch this. And I said what? A budget is the referee around your field of spending. Without a budget, how do you control your money? So any of us that actually spend money without a budget, it's called financial recklessness. You are likely to find yourself in debt, consumer debt. And largely, many people are in consumer debt because they spend recklessly. Without a plan, without a budget, and even if I thought there's a budget, no respect for the budget, no honor for the budget, they lack they are financially indisciplined to follow the budget. So guess what? You spend more than you earn, and you will be spending your tomorrow today. People who live their life to chance, they end in chains. So these people who spend recklessly, they live their life to chance. And can you imagine? Life is not supposed to be lived to chance. Life is not by default. Life is by what? Choices. There are 3 C's of life: chances, choices, and change. You may have chances. You make choices, and then you change your life. But many people just allow the default. No! Control the spending. Like I talked last week about our financial behavior, how we all behave when we see money, when we earn money, when we get money, when you are promised money. All of us behave differently. If you are promised money, if you earn money, if you make money, if you get money and you see money, how do you behave? Because in the making of money, it is knowledge oriented. In the making of money, it's action oriented. In the keeping of money, it is behaviorally oriented. But in the multiplying of money, it is knowledge oriented. These are relevant stuff that people must know. So reckless spending is what allows you to spend more than you earn. Reckless spending is what allows you to spend what you do not have. Because if there's no budget, you'll be spending, and before you know, you spend more than you have. You are in debt. Financial recklessness allows you to spend the future today. Many people, their future is being spent today. We preserve the future. We protect the future. We safeguard the future. We buy the future today. But many people, they waste the future today. They destroy the future today because there's no budget. Financial recklessness is a key factor why people are in debt. Do you know if we can take away some of these things, we can have control over our money and we may not even be in debt at all? It's important that people must understand that you learn even budget on sowing seed. Even Christians, I'm advising you that even sowing seed, budget it. You're not Father Christmas, just spending anyhow. The third reason why many people go into financial debt is called financial lawlessness. Take note of how I'm arranging. Financial carelessness is different. I'm sure you've gotten the concept. Financial recklessness is different. Now, the third one is called financial lawlessness. You must not be financially careless. You mustn't be financially reckless. And you mustn't be financially lawless. What is financial lawlessness? I will explain to you. This has so much to do with your investing of money. Using common sense to do business. Using common sense to seal deals. Using common sense to deal with partners. Using common sense to do transaction. Using common sense to approach your creditors. Using common sense in the investment market. I teach that there are 3 types of knowledge when you are going to the money market. Common sense, acquire sense, and expertise sense. Now, because money is not a common commodity, it's a sacred commodity, available but not accessible. Everybody is chasing it. So when you are going to the money market, whether you are an accountant, you are a businessman, you are a teacher, you are a doctor, we all go to the money market, different field. Now, you must not go in there with common sense. That's why you are not a doctor by common sense. You are a doctor by acquire sense. You are not a teacher by common sense. You are by acquire sense. You were taught to acquire the sense. If left to common sense, you can't get anything. So why do people allow the making, the spending, and the multiply of money to common sense? In the making of money, you don't use common sense. In the multiply of money, you do not use common sense. In investing money, you must not use common sense. Anytime you are using common sense to do business, you are using common sense to go and talk to your creditors, common sense to seal deals, common sense in negotiation, common sense in starting a new business, it's called financial lawlessness because there are laws that govern the investment portfolios. There are laws that govern treasury bills. There are laws that govern the stock market. There are laws that govern a new business. There are laws that even govern every kind and type of a business. So any business that you are going into, you must understand the business. How much do you know about the business? There are people who goes into, you borrow money, you have some money, and you want to go and put into a business that you know nothing or little about. How well can you do in a business you know nothing or little about? You are financially lawless. You must study. You must do due diligence. Using common sense to venture into new and unfamiliar territories is financial lawlessness. I'm sure I know many people who lost money, who are in debt because he went for some money, wanted to start a new business, but didn't do due diligence, didn't have all the needed wisdom and knowledge and principles, went in there and was duped, went in there and was scammed, went in there and lost the money. You may not even be scammed, but when you go in there, you must understand the rules of the game so that you learn how to play by the rules. So people go to do investment, people go to start new businesses, people go and do all these things just based on just common sense. Common sense is common to everybody. It only produces common result. There are some things, it's not common sense that is required there. You need acquire sense or expertise sense. If you don't have the knowledge yourself, you go to consult a certified practicing financial intelligence coach, consultant, and trainer. The keyword practicing, because the rules keep changing. So the consultant or the coach that you are talking to must be current with the trends so that you will not be outdated. In the School of Financial Intelligence, there is a code we call SCSC. Scan, scam. Scan and scam. SCSC. What does that stand for? It means that if you can scan it well, you can't be scammed. If you can scam. Somebody came to you that said, let's say there's some business, there's some investment, whatever. No. Many reasons why people play into the hands of this Ponzi scheme initiators because you refuse or we didn't take time to scan it. You scan. If you can scan it well, you will not be scammed. If you fail to scan it well, you will be scammed very well. The third one says that a moment of scanning prevents a lifetime of scamming. So you must scan if you don't want to be scammed. So if you want to make sure that you protect your capital, your money, your investment, don't go in with common sense. So financial lawlessness, where people fail to do due diligence, fail to acquire the necessary knowledge, you must search, you must research, you must make inquiry, you must read, you must find out, you must ask questions. So when we say the word scan, SCAN, S stands for search and scrutinize. C stands for cool and collected. Whilst you are searching and you are scrutinizing, you must remain cool and collected. And then what? N, you must name. A, you must do what you call ask questions. Ask questions. Most of us don't even ask questions. You may be scammed. So financial lawlessness is where you go into business with common sense. You go to borrow money with common sense. You go and do investment with common sense. You start a new business with common sense. You invest money with common sense. You go into the money market with common sense. You will be duped. You will lose. You will be frustrated. Do you know someone like that who is in debt today because didn't do due diligence? The person did not even make all the necessary inquiries, all the necessary checks, all the necessary question that he needs to ask. People should be financially intelligent and smart. So financial lawlessness is another fundamental reason why we see people in consumer debt. Now, the fourth reason why people find themselves in consumer debt that sometimes they cannot recover is what we call lack of financial education and financial intelligence. Another very powerful reason, lack of financial education and financial intelligence. You see, you will realize that it is mandatory to be educated in any field before you are allowed to operate in that field. It's mandatory that you must be educated in any field and you must be licensed in any field before you can function in there. Every country, before you are allowed to drive a car, you must be trained licensed driver. Before you are given a car to drive, you will not be allowed to manipulate the car, drive the car without being licensed, without being trained. So if you are a licensed driver, they can give you the car now to manipulate. So a car is a tool. Do you know that money is a tool? I have personally believed that there are some people on earth, we must not allow them to use money because money is a tool. It takes on the character of the owner. Can you imagine you give a car to somebody who doesn't know how to drive? You join like a train or a car, and then the driver said, well, may I have your attention for this announcement? I don't really know how to drive, but I'm just believing that I can just drive. So I'm going to be your driver. Will you sit in that car? You don't assume you can drive a car. Knowledge cannot be assumed. Knowledge must be acquired intentionally. So people must make sure that money is the same. Just like a car and a gun. You are not given a gun, you should be trained and licensed. So money is a tool in our hands. It can do good, it can do bad. If you are not trained on how to use money, money will swindle you, money will dribble you, and money will dwindle you. Because money has a dwindling effect, a swindling effect, and a dribbling effect. And a lot of people have been dribbled by their money, or somebody else's money. Some people have been financially dribbled, financially swindled, because you don't know how to handle this thing called money. I see many people like that. You see, and like Mr. George Raleigh said, financial education is not even being taught in our schools. But we handle money every day. Once you are a money user, you must acquire knowledge about money, how this thing work. Money has a mandate, money has a vision, money has a voice, money has emotion, money has vision. Do you know that money have a past, money have a future, and money has a present? Many people don't even know that money has a past. Money, do you know money has a spirit? Do you know money has a soul? Do you know that money has a body? I am telling you truth. So financial education is necessary. I'll give you two reasons. Now, many people are educated, but they are not intelligent, because education is ability to become literate, read and write. You are educated, but it doesn't mean you are intelligent, because intelligence is that aspect of you that allows you to solve problems, that allows you to solve difficulty. So when we say someone is intelligent, it means that the person has what it takes to solve crisis in that area. So somebody is a has computer intelligence. He can solve computer problems because something an emotional intelligence. By the way, I am a certified emotional intelligence specialist. I help people regulate, learn, manage, adjust with their emotional state. So I do that. When we say emotional intelligence, it is that intelligence that you have as an individual that enables you to handle your emotional issues, because you are a spirit, you have a soul, you live in a body, and your soul is tripartite. You have the feeler, the thinker, and the chooser, the mind, the will, and the emotion. So inside the soul, you need emotional intelligence. Anybody that lacks emotional intelligence will struggle in managing their emotions, their feeling, their movement. These people who have many issues with mental health cases, because mental illness are conditions that affect individuals' ability to think well, to feel well, and to move well. So your intelligence is that aspect that allows you to solve problems. So when we are talking about financial intelligence, we are talking about that intelligence that you have, which allows you to solve money problems. Now, there are what you call money problems, money mistakes, and money crisis. Take note: money problems, money mistakes, and money crisis. Everybody will have money problems. We have money problems of the poor, money problems of the average, and money problems of the rich, because there are three types of money users: the poor, the rich, and the average. So we all have money problems. Now, when you have money problems and you lack financial intelligence, you are going to commit a money mistake. Now, when you commit money mistake, chances are that you are going to have financial crisis. The reason why some people have financial crisis is not because of the money problem. It's because they commit money mistake, and they committed the money mistake likely because of lack of financial intelligence. They don't know how to handle the money problems. So when you don't know how to handle the money problem, and you are trying to now solve it, you commit mistake. Can you imagine you are not a mobile phone repairer, and your phone screen is blinking up, off, on, off like this school? Then you decide to take a screwdriver and open it. Do you know that if you are not too careful, you are going to commit a lot of mistakes that can damage the phone finally? But when you can take that phone to a good repairer who has intelligence, he can take that phone and repair it for you very well. So many people lack financial intelligence because they are not able to handle their financial problems. And financial problems are key everywhere. In your church, in your home, in your life, in your country, everywhere. Many of the managers of our economy in many of our African countries, they are financially illiterate. They just went to school. Being financially educated is different from being financially intelligent. Being financially educated, you can read, what is money? Money is a legal tender. What is budget? What is debt? They can speak all the big English, but we're talking about the technicalities, the tactical prowess and structures, and the strategies that will needed for you to put in place to alleviate, to change and make a life better through financial principle. So many people go into debt because they try to solve their money problem using common sense, using common wisdom, using whatever, and in so doing, they commit money mistake. And once you commit money mistake, you are going to have money crisis. Avoiding money mistake is your safest route. Avoiding money mistake is our safest route out of many financial crises. And how do you avoid money mistakes? Be financially intelligent. How do you become financially intelligent? Acquire it, learn. Even if you are financially intelligent, there are some of your crises you need to go and consult somebody. You need to speak to a certified coach. You need to make inquiry. You need to understand the detail, how these things work. And I said something that will be funny. That when I talk about intelligence, you need enough of it. Do we know that no student failed exam because he doesn't know anything? You wrote exam, you got 30 over 100. 30, you got something, but it's not enough. You got 40, it's not enough. So I'm not just talking about intelligence, enough of the intelligence that you require at your level. Every level you are plus the amount of intelligence you need. So lack of financial education and intelligence has caused many people to sink into what? Consumer debt. The next reason why many people are in debt is common to us is lack of a proper, adequate payment plan. Lack of a proper and adequate repayment plan. You see, some people, like I said in the beginning, that the loan and debt are different. A fermented loan becomes debt. A loan you couldn't pay become your debt. A loan that went bad become your debt. Now, many people are in debt because when they went for the loan, they lack proper and adequate, sufficient repayment plan. Anytime you are going for a loan, I teach that you don't only need a definite goal for the loan, you equally need a definite, workable, structured repayment plan. So when you come to see some of us, we even help you sit down, work a plan for you, a plan suitable, a plan that is customized to you, that you can handle. And it's key and it's important. This way you can get it done. But a lot of people don't know this. So they are not able to learn how to have a well-stipulated plan. Do you know that a plan that is not being programmed cannot be pursued? So when you have a vision or a goal, you plan it. You call it the 3P. You plan it, then you program the plan before you can pursue. In programming the plan, you are segmenting it into actionable steps. Daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly. Because there must be something you are doing every day, every week, every month, or quarterly that is taking you closer to your ultimate goal. So if people have gone for a loan and there is no structured plan, adequate plan, tangible plan, feasible plan on how they are going to pay back the loan, you are going to have crisis. Interview anybody, a lot of people who go for a loan. How are you going to pay? There's something that we teach, I teach it. I call that survival, overcoming the survivor syndrome. What I mean by that is that when people are in financial crisis or financial problem and they are looking for some financial saviors, they're going to look for a loan or somewhere because they just want to survive. Once they are going to borrow the money, they'll make all kinds of promises. Oh, this, oh, I have a land, I'll sell. People can make outrageous promises when they are actually in serious crisis, because all they want to do that time is just to survive. And many of us, maybe all you want to do is just to survive the crisis. So you are willing to make any kind of a promise. Oh, I'll pay by next week, I'll pay by tomorrow. Oh, I can do this, blah, blah, blah. So your promise is so sweet, but it's not tangible. It's not realistic. It's not dependable. It's not workable. So what do you do then? So you notice carefully that you will not be able to pay your loan if there's no plan, if you have not programmed the plan, and if you don't pursue the plan. So I'm talking about adequate plan, sufficient plan, structured plan, and a strategy. Do you know that everybody needs a strategy? Sometimes they call that your competitive advantage. Where is the strategy to win? What business are you doing? What are you trying to go and do? Where is the strategy? Show me the strategy to win this war. Show me the strategy to win this match. In football match, every coach must have a strategy to win. If you don't have a strategy, how do you win? So you need financial strategy. When many people go into debt, they can't recover. Consumer debt is because there is no fixable, tangible, feelable, programmable, if I use a word like that, strategic payment, repayment plan. And sometimes if there is not adequate, it's not attainable, it's outrageous, it's unrealistic. The seventh reason why many people go into debt that they can't recover is because of no emergency fund. No emergency fund. In financial education, we call that contingency account. Do you have an emergency fund? You see, because of the vicissitudes of life, life has this unpredictability. Many of us, we are not, you don't know what is about to be. Sometimes some things can just hit you unawares. Life challenges can be very difficult. And can you imagine facing a life challenge without money? You are going to make an already difficult issue more difficult. Because every life challenge is already difficult. Marita, can you see somebody going through a divorce and you are broke? Your car broke down and you are broke. You are being evicted from your house and you are broke. You have lost your job and you are broke. God forbid, but children are sick and you are broke. It's overwhelming. It brings stress, mental stress. This is where people want to call financial insecurity. Because when there are crises, challenges, problems around your life, around your home, emergency hitting at you from left, from right, from unknown sources, and there's no money to deal with it, it's worse. The worst state you want to be in is to have a difficult situation in life and there's no money available and there's no fund available. So most people go into debt because there is a crisis, there is an emergency, there's a major situation at hand. It must be tackled, it must be solved, it has to be resolved, it must be managed. We got to find money. When the Bible says money answers all things, this is what it means. Because money can solve many things. People say that money stops nonsense. I'm telling you, money solves a lot of nonsense. So if you don't have an emergency fund, a contingency account, chances are that when difficulty comes unawares, and everybody will have some emergencies, family emergencies, ministry emergencies. Things can spoil at the time you least expect. Issues can knock at your door at the time you least expect. What do you do? So people go into debt. I am mentioning these reasons because if we can tackle these reasons, if we can mitigate these reasons, these extenuating issues, we can largely have control over debt. Because there are a reason why we are in debt. If we can clear these reasons, we can safeguard our door against these reasons, we may not even be in debt at all. Mr. George, how many minutes do I have?
Yeah, I think we should be going into a question and answer session now.
All right. Okay. So
yes.
So then let me just run up quickly and then we can go there.
Yes, please.
So I just want to mention for us here briefly, and then I'll be done. General rules to avoid consumer debt. Number one, don't budget on other people's pockets. Don't spend imaginary cash. Don't try to impress others with what you don't have, else you become depressed. Avoid spendthrifts and avoid being one. Take emotions and sentiments out of the way when dealing with business, sales, and purchases. Refuse the trap of being a super guarantor to people's financial deals. Verify, if at all, people's credit worthiness before you do business with them. Defeat the financial jackpot mentality. Develop the following financial shock muscles: ability to delay gratification, ability to maintain a level of status quo for a long period of time. You don't need to prove to anybody that you have arrived, and you will be okay. I will stop here and pick questions. A lot to be said, but in the making of many books, there's no end. Thank you.
Okay, good evening.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I'm going to take your question now. Yes, don't worry. I'm going to take your question just to say thank you to Apostle Theophilus. I can see Lion Peter clapping right there. Thank you so much for that clap coming in all the way from Pastor Zion. Thank you so much. Apostle, thank you. We are grateful for all you've done. You see, the last part, Apostle talked about delayed gratification. That is key. Please take note of that. You must learn to fight what we call Parkinson law. You know, people spend money, you know, on things they don't actually want to impress people they don't like. People spending, let me repeat that so that if you are writing, you can capture that. People spend money, you know, with money they don't have to impress people they don't like. Let's go straight to the question. Godwin, go ahead. Godwin, unmute yourself and go ahead with the question, please. Apostle is here to answer.
All right, thank you very much, Apostle. Thank you, my boss as well. Please, you've been talking about this debt thing. I've been following you for some time now. You've been talking about this debt thing, and I've been trying so hard to come out of this issue about debt. But now, imagine that I find myself on loans. Now that I'm on loans, how do I? It means that the salary that comes is already limited, and my responsibilities or the necessities I must spend money on must be met. So it is like a cycle. I have to save money, but now that I have to save money, there is no food. I have to transport myself to work and all that. So it is like it has become a cycle. How do I find a balance? Money that is coming in is already limited. There is the things I have to use money for is also more, and the money that is coming in is limited. So is it not that I will continue being a perpetual debt or something? How do I find a balance? I realize that because I'm on loans, I am doing what? Extra thing to get little amount of income, which will be able to make in for the lost amount that is gone into loans. So now that one comes, and you realize that you don't find a balance, because it's not as if I'm living a lavish lifestyle, but it's like all the time the little that comes in, it also goes. This one comes, it goes. So issue of saving. When I save, the money saves me again. When I save, the money saves me again. So how do I find a balance? How do I find a balance? Apostle, how do I find a balance?
All right, thank you very much. So,
how do we find a balance?
Yeah, so your case is a general kind of a case. We must understand that there are a few things you need to understand about this kind of a life. Number one, it means that there are leakages around your money.
Okay.
So we need to help you identify leakages around your money. Now, if we can help you identify leakages around your money, we can help you. Many of us, there are so many leakages around your income, your salary, your earnings. Some of you don't know that there are leakages. Maybe another time I must come in and talk about identifying leakages around our money, our income. Then we will see how leakages can drain your money. So you are making the money, but there are leakages. It means that you are spending money on things you shouldn't be spending your money on. Truthfully speaking. Now, there are two things that you must understand if you have to deal with debt. You are either going to increase your income or lower your expenditure. Many people only try to be increasing their expenditure. But if you keep increasing your expenditure, if you keep increasing your income, but your expenditure is equally keep increasing, you'll be at the same level. If you make 100,000 and you are struggling, and then you decide to increase your income to now 150, and now 150, your expenditure equally move to meet at 150. It's the same life. So it's not really about how much you are making. Because if you make so much and you spend so much, it's the same story. So in as much as we advise that in trying to pay off your loan, you must make money available. You must free money. And to free money, you are either going to increase your income or reduce your expenditure. The second one is the easiest in reducing your expenditure. Because to increase your income, you must increase your value. You must increase your earning ability. Either go back to school, learn a new trade. So that process is a bit lengthy and a bit cumbersome. But the first one, which is reducing your expenditure. See, if some people can actually be sit down and learn how to actually be reduce expenditure, because reducing expenditure is also a major key area in growing money. Sometimes even a company, there are some companies that they declare bankruptcy because sometimes they fail to do what you call re-entrench. Sometimes you must lay people off. Do you know that downsizing in times of turbulence is one of the greatest financial wisdom? There's a season of your life you can't eat three square meal. Although 3 is not a square, we don't even know what you can say 3 square meal. 3 square meal is square, but they say 3 square meal. A time comes you cannot even eat everything you want. There's a season of your life you are not earning as much as you require. So some things must drastically be reduced. I think that some people need to look critically on their budget and then look at their expenditure and then strike the difference between emergencies and diligencies. Strike the line between needs and wants. Some periods, some things must go. Some things must be reduced because you cannot be trying to pay your debt and you are still increasing your expenditure. No. In repayment of debt, one thing you must learn to do is equally cutting your expenditure, reducing your expenditure so that you can make money available for you to pay. So these are just some of these basic ways that people can learn largely to strike the balance in between the differentiation between needs and wants, differentiation between what emergencies and diligencies. Some things look very emergent, but they are not urgent. You must know that you don't spend money on everything, and there are some things you have to reduce. You must not spend on this, spend on this. Have you reduced your expenditure? If you are not reducing your expenditure, but you are only increasing your expenditure, your income, you can't help yourself. Increasing income without reducing expenditure gives you the same story. Increasing income but reducing expenditure gives you some space to breathe. Make some more money available, and then you can be able to now go further and get what you want to do. But in such cases like this, we will need to meet you personally Then we will take stock of your loan. How much are you owing? Where are you owing? What is your repayment plan? How much are you supposed to pay? We look at your earning capacity. We look at your multiple source of income, and then we look at you carefully, and then we draw a plan for you and regulate you. We will put you on a course. When you go and see a medical doctor, there are some cases you cannot just call the medical doctor on phone. You need to go to your consulting room, and they sit you down, and then they'll put you on a particular structure after diagnosis. Because like I keep saying, the work of a financial intelligence coach is just like a doctor. We diagnose your financial health. That's why sometimes you don't only go to see the doctor because you are sick. You go to do a total checkup. Many of us wait until things go wrong with our finances before you are going to see a financial consultant. No, once in a while, go and see them so that for them to see whether is your financial life healthy. Is the financial life of your family business healthy? If it's not healthy, there's something you need to do about it. Because people wait until it's even gone sour. That is not the right thing to do. So the work of a financial consultant like me, I know that as a counselor, as a coach, as a trainer, I know that I work like a surgeon. I diagnose, I prescribe, I give prescription, and I put people on particular course. You see, your crisis that you have mentioned right now, although it's general, but it's peculiar to you, it's just like headache. Do you know that the headache that people feel is not the same thing? Someone's headache is actually migraine. Another person's headache is actually just tiredness. Another person's headache is because maybe you are watching the screen too much. So you must go and see a certified consultant, and then we sit you down and give you some green leaves that can help you. But basically, you must understand that there are leakages around your money. We must help you identify the leakage. You can do that yourself. Number two, you must not only increase your income, but you must learn to reduce your expenditure drastically to free some money to be able to pay. Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, Apostle, thank you. At the point your audio seems breaking, if you can help fix that, that would be really nice, Apostle. Thank you for that beautiful answer. All you need to do, Apostle said, you need to learn to actually reduce your expenses. Fight against Pakistan law. Because when money increase, the mouth that we, in fact, naturally, to be sincere, if you live in 2-bedroom, cut down that 2-bedroom, go and start living in 1-bedroom. Yes. Cut down, still cut it down. If you live in 1-bedroom, close that 1-bedroom, look for a friend to go and stay with for a while.
That's why I said that downsizing in austerity movement is a great key. It's a great door.
Exactly. Yes. Yes, that's it. Downsizing. You see, pride and I don't know, we not allow us to do that. We cannot. But you see, I read a book. It's called Unfair Advantage. He addresses this particular issue that our brother is actually going through. Is unfair advantage. It just means go ahead and stay with a family member until such a time. For example, you are receiving a salary of 5,000 and you have to pay a rent of 3,000, meaning you are left with 2,000. So what that book was saying, unfair advantage, is that keep that same 5,000, look for a family friend to go and stay with, or look for a family member to stay with. For 6 months, you would have saved 3,000 that will be sufficient to handle some. You see, all you just need to do is reduce your expenses. Let's go for another question. We take 2 more, and then I think that may be it. If you know you've got a question, put up your hand right there. Then I'll call you in. Apostle is right there to also give answers to your question. Or you can put it up in the chat group, and then I'll take it from there. Yeah, if you got a question, go ahead. Okay, I was just looking at the book Unfair Advantage, and the book is by Ash Ali. Ash Ali, the unfair advantage. I will encourage you to go and get the book. Let me put it up in the chat group so that all of you can actually go in. That's the book there. Just to also let you know, Apostle has got some book which we also introduced to you last week. We are planning seriously for something big something big for Apostle. Here comes the book. Go there, look at the book, Unfair Advantage. Actually, go and look at that book. It's very important. It will blow your mind. It's book on money anyway. It's book on finance. I've taken time out to look at it. There's review. If I type it on YouTube and check out the summary, check out the review. I think even on our page, the Renew Minds page, I think I have reviewed this very book, The Unfair Advantage. I reviewed it or I summarized it. If you go back to our page, subscribe to the page. I put the link there right now, and click on it, subscribe, and then look at this for this unfair advantage. I think I've actually reviewed the book. There are quite a number of books Apostle have introduced to us. I don't know. Let's see if I can still have it here with me. Or I just ask Apostle to go through all the books that he has written, and then so that you can place an order. I'm not on the page. Subscribe to that page now. If you know you've not subscribed to the Renew Minds page, please, this is the hard time to do it, because this video is going to be there. There are some things you think you heard Apostle talk about, you didn't hear. You know, you need to go over it over and over again. That's when you become much more better. So please subscribe to the YouTube page. Apostle video, the first and then the second one now, part 1, part 2 will be there for you to actually go through. Quite a number of videos on finance, on money, on what you need to do when it comes to money management is right there on the YouTube page. In fact, the YouTube page is specifically for anything that have to do with finance. Let me give Apostle an opportunity to go through all his book that he has written, and then if you have you're placing an order, please, you need to contact us. We'll see how we channel all the books. We'll channel it to you. But we are doing something big, like I said before, very soon, where all of this book will be on display. Go ahead, Apostle. Go ahead. Let's see some of those.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I have quite some few books that are coming up there. The first one is The Secret Money Wisdom from the Bank. The Secret
Apostle, sorry, I think your audio is still cracking and it's not really clear. If you make it really clear, I don't know what we need to do. Maybe it has to do with a cable or something.
Is it better now?
Yes, somehow better. Go ahead, sir.
All right, so I have the Secret Money Wisdom from the Bank. The Secret Money Wisdom from the Bank. Now, this book is actually the wisdom that the banks use to make money. How does the bank loan out money? How does the bank secure their money? The banks, they don't sell money, they don't sell food, they don't sell foods, cars, but they keep making money. What makes the banking institution so strong? Everybody has to go learn from the banking institution. Do you know that one of the advice that the banking institution gives us, that they don't follow themselves, is come and save money with us? The money you give the bank to keep, they don't keep the money. The banks, if they keep the money you give them, they will go bankrupt. So why is the bank asking you, come and save your money with us? But you give them the money, you keep, but they don't do that. They don't keep the money you give them, they don't keep it. What do they do with the money? What kind of wisdom do the bank has? This book addresses all those wisdom. Anybody who needs to understand the nitty-gritty, the wisdom that the banking institution, the financial institution, whether it's an investment, banking, insurance, investment, financial institution, what wisdom do they have? This book has all the wisdom in there that you need to grab. Now, I also have for the hidden fundamental laws of money. The hidden fundamental, actually I have volume 1, volume 2, and volume 3. The hidden fundamental laws of money. What are they? One of them is that if you save me today, you will be safe with me tomorrow. I explained it. What is the rudiment of that word statement? How do you apply it to your personal life, to your personal finances? There are about 21 of them. Volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, the fundamental laws of money. I have what I call the 50 words every millionaire have mastered. If you are a millionaire, there are 50 words that you have actually mastered. I'll talk to Sir George later on. I have a millionaire capsule training session that is about 12 lessons actually. Sir George, after this, I'll send you the training audio. You can listen, and then later on you can advise whether your people will want to enroll in that kind of training. If you want to become a millionaire, there are 12 basic principles that you must learn. It's a capsule that I have developed. I used to train a lot of people who are actually doing very well today. But this particular book is the 50 words every millionaire have mastered. What are they? I have policing your money. You must police your money. You need to police your money. How do you police your money? You safeguarding your money, because you must protect your money from being taken, from being robbed, from being scammed. How do you protect your money, your salary, your income? Policing your money is also there. I have what I call the 50 wisdom principles for financial freedom. The 50 wisdom principles for financial freedom is also there that you can actually get. So these are actually 7 of the financial books that are actually coming up shortly that you can place order, and then you can have access to it. Thank you, Sir George. God bless. Hi, Sir George. Are you here? Hello, sir.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, so I'm here, sir.
Yeah, so please, the book certainly will be available for us to see how we can help manage, multiply, and then actually make money. You see, like quite enough to be sincere. When we have this knowledge, it's actually shaped our decision making. And we are where we are because of decisions we're making around our finances. You know, in fact, there's another book I was reading, and it was saying that when your outflow is exceeding your inflow, then your upkeep will be your downfall. You know, that if your outgo, that's your outgo, your spending is exceeding your inflow, then your upkeep will be your downfall. I will tell you, there's quite a number of wisdom you need around finance that will help you to be free financially. Decisions you're making is centered based on what you know. If you know better, you will make better decisions. And this time around, we are looking at decisions centered around finance. And it's the knowledge you have that can shaping up your decision or make your decision brighter. So the decision you are taking now, where is it from? You can't be a doctor and make the wrong decision. No, because that's the feed. What financial information do you have? Financial knowledge do you have when it comes to money? All of us are pursuing this money. But do we have the knowledge about how money really works? Where do you need to put money? In fact, there was a place I put money. Was it last week? Just a little money, as little, very little. I put money there. But as of today, the little money I put there last week has turned much more than what I was even expecting. I have made times 10 of what I put there. So what knowledge do you have? And that's why we are here in the Renew Mind to teach you. Please stay with us. Subscribe to the YouTube page. By next week, let's see. I'm not too sure. Coordinator for London, are you here? Barrister Kenny, are you here, please? Let's see. When is our next meeting? 20. Barrister Kenny. Let's see. 27th of July. Yeah. Our next meeting is going to be 27th of July, where we're going to be exposing your mind to another financial topic, money topic that can help you when it comes to making, managing, and then multiplying your money. I'm quite sure that at the end of that training also, there is no way Just like today, see what we have learned on debt management. This is what you pay huge amount of money to just go and learn.
Of course.
I can tell you, you pay huge amount of money to learn. I can tell you, Apostle can relate to that because they pay him huge amount to just get to learn, get all of this information that you are getting for free. But I thank him for his magnanimity, allowing us. Of course, we are children to him, and he keeps teaching us every minute, every day. In fact, is actually part and parcel of the renewed mind, as it were. Thank you so much, Apostle. Thank you, everybody, for taking time out to today. Kenny, are you there now?
Yes, please. Thank you so much.
Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Apostle.
Thank you so much, Mom.
Yeah, again, it's been another exciting moment with you. Thank you for always, ready to teach us. We are so grateful. Thank you, everyone, for joining. We hope to see you in the next 2 weeks. And our next meeting is going to be on the 27th. Please subscribe to our YouTube page, The Renew Mind. Thank you so much. We hope to see you then.
All right, thank you. Yeah, thank you, coordinator from London. Thank you for what you do. Thank you, Barrister Kenny. Just to say a big thank you to Apostle again. Thank you so much, Apostle. We are really grateful. We thank you for what you do there, right in the city of is that Archbishop wanted to raise up? Did I see that hand? Pastor Fabiana, are you raising up your hand?
It was the error, but I'm already here now. I want to appreciate you for the good work. I appreciate Apostle for this awesome teaching. I want to thank you all for this great opportunity. It's actually renewing our mind on so many issues concerning finances. I just want to say thank you, Minister George, for your good work. And Apostle, once again, God bless you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
That is our coordinator in Manchester.
All right, okay.
Yes, there's our coordinator in Manchester, holding Manchester strong for us, all the way in the city of Manchester. Thank you so much, Archbishop. I call her the Archbishop. Thank you so much for being there. So just want to thank Godwin. Godwin, thank you. I don't know if it was your first day of joining. Thank you. I know you've learned something. I can see Stacy says, is that Pastor Efe or the wife? I'm not too sure. Thank you for joining. God bless you so much. I can see Fidelis Ogagbe, thank you so much. Ogagbe, thank you so much. I can see Hope Zion, thank you for joining. God bless you so much. Atikbo, if I got that correctly, thank you so much. Mohammed Jibri, thank you, Mohammed, for joining. Omosede, thank you so much. Mostly, thank you. Nice to see you in here. Thank you so much. Ruth Amanda, thank you. I celebrate you. Thank you for joining. I can see Zion's Peter. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful you were in here. I can see Victoria Sadiq. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm really grateful you joined for this week. I can see my very, very apostle. Don't forget my quotes. I hope all of you wrote that down, that we need a father to get a feather so that we can fly further. Thank you, Apostle Sunday Iyi, for always being there. You can't miss it with the Redeemer Assemblies. Never. If you are in London, in the city of London, in the city of Manchester, in the city of Newcastle, in fact, all over the world where we have Redeemer Assemblies, is actually a place to attend for tomorrow. Our Sunday service is going to be for tomorrow. You can't get it wrong. You can't miss it under the umbrella of the Redeemer Assemblies. Never. You can't miss it. Thank you so much. Yes, Mariam Atikbo. Thank you, Mariam, for joining. God bless you. Thank you. Who is there? I think from Victor Matove. Thank you, Professor. Thank you so much, all the way in Osun State. Thank you, Victor. I can see Treasure. Treasure, thank you so much. Arale Losa, if I got that correctly. Sorry if I didn't get the pronunciation right. I'm really sorry. Forgive me. Thank you so much for joining. God bless all of you. Esther, thank you. Thank you so much for joining. I can see Cynthia Bright. Cynthia, it's always wonderful to see. Cynthia is always the first to join. Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you. Our love to you. I can tell you, we celebrate you, and we are really glad and we are happy that you join every 2 weeks to just learn something that can impact your decision making for your future. But again, here is where I draw my curtain, and then get to see you on the 27th of this very month, which is 27th of July. God willing, have a lovely weekend, or have a lovely Sunday for tomorrow. I'll get to see you on 27th of July. God bless you. Thank you.